Are we live?
We are
alive.
alive.
Three,
Not
live.
2, 1.
E2 Performance.
Beyond movement.
Welcome to another episode of E2 Performance.
This is our first time in a long time, I think, that we have a real life guest. Not a Zoom guest. We have YuMove.
In the flesh.
I think it's within the first 5 episodes. That was 2 years ago.
A live guest.
That we had D.
Yeah. Mr. Denza Chan.
Yeah.
So we have Newton with us from YuMove.
Hello.
Yeah.
Welcome.
This is your first podcast.
Yay!
First podcast ever. Super excited.
How's it
super
feel?
nervous. Anxious.
Why are you sweating?
Oh, I'm sweating, man. It's because you guys are both out angling me.
I've got to do the Joe Rogan thing. You got to keep the mic nice
You
and
go
close.
right.
Sorry.
You just gotta
Put it right in my...
Yeah, you can hear your voice.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
If you watch Joe Rogan's podcast, he has to correct all his guests because I think he's always like, they always like start like backing up from the microphone like this,
Yeah.
that you can't hear.
Yeah.
And then he's like, get nice and close. Yeah, just get
real
in,
close, eh?
Get in there.
Okay.
Hello.
Just start making out with the mic a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is our Coaches Lounge episode. Who wants to go first?
Me.
Of course.
I like lifting. Getting back into lifting. I like lifting.
Yeah.
Boom.
Anyone who knows you has seen you've been lifting in the power lab and you're all spicy now. I saw you grunt a little bit on the last lift. Made me uncomfortable.
It's that dad bod.
So
I never
just
took you for a
everyone
grunter.
I didn't post it, but I failed the first attempt. So I was scared.
Social
I'm
media.
not afraid to admit that. I was scared for that attempt, and I'm like,
So you did the Instagram post. You
Yeah.
only posted the wins.
yes, absolutely.
Come on, Eljay.
You don't want to see bro. Who wants to see me?
I want to
fail?
see you
I want to
fail.
see your failures.
Okay, I'll post it later. Deal? I'll post it
I
later.
only want to see people
There you
fail.
go.
That's the best. I don't care if you make it. Anyone can make a lift, but who can fail a lift?
But
better?
it's true.
Yeah.
But I failed the first attempt, and I'm like, man, I really want this, and I don't even want the music. I put my AirPods in. I'm like, oh man, I don't know. Should I just go home? So that just came out like naturally. Like
I lost respect for you. Recently.
Thanks.
Like you don't know, but like when I was doing weightlifting for a long time, weightlifting to me was always like aggressive power snap, aggressive power snap.
that was
It was
cool.
stomping my feet. It was like slamming,
Yeah.
like it was always aggressive.
Getting
And when I
big
saw
and
Eljay,
wide.
he was so like one of the smoothest lifters I've ever seen. Still very strong though.
Yeah.
So he would snatch smooth. Everything was smooth, but it wasn't like snappy or like poppy or like
I know.
crazy. And then last night he's like,
I was scared, bro. I was scared.
It happens, man. Sometimes you just have one of those days.
No,
you know?
I've heard you grunt before, but that was just, I wasn't expecting it. I was like, oh, okay. Eljay normally doesn't make those noises.
And it looked, when I reviewed the video, it looked easy. Didn't feel like it.
Are you sweating already?
It's so hot in here,
You
bro.
get hot, man.
It's so hot in here. I'm dying.
Yeah, I had the AC running like for
I know.
5 hours now.
It's
Just
not
try
your
to
house,
keep-
bro. It's just summer. That's all it is. And people don't want to hear our AC. So
This is true. So you're enjoying your lifting. Newton's lifting.
I'm back to lifting.
What are you doing?
I threw back some Olympic weightlifting in there.
Boom.
Got some bodybuilding stuff in there again. Some old school stuff, just
How-
like bicep curls.
How many days a week are you going?
I'm going like 3-4 days a week right now,
Okay.
and then I'm probably cycling 3 days myself, and then running track.
Oh my
Yes.
God, you and Eljay are going to be
Yeah.
best
Buddy.
friends now.
Yeah, I was listening to this episode about you getting into cycling.
yeah, just getting into it.
Yeah, road bike, or you gotta.
No, well,
Hybrid.
it's kind of like a hybrid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
So
mix.
fun, man. You
Yeah.
feel like a kid again. That's the best part. That's what
That's
it is.
exactly what I felt when I first got the bike.
Yeah.
So
And Calgary is a good place to bike because you can go on these bike trails and just see the whole city. Like
just
I
cruise.
ripped it.
we have the
down south.
longest bike path in North America combined in the city.
That's wild.
You guys should go and do Legacy Trail
We
together.
oh,
So cute.
Give me whole time. The whole time.
so
too.
cute.
You guys know
Tandem
Legacy
bike.
Trail, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've
That'd
heard
be
about it.
sweet.
I've never.
I
You know
wanna
what it
do
is
that.
though?
Yeah.
It's
Canmore
like from
Banff.
Canmore to Banff.
I
Yeah,
think it's
yeah.
like
And back.
70 clicks altogether.
Not a good time to do it right now though with the smoke probably.
No.
Smoke.
Who cares?
Either way.
Yeah, you were a smoker before. You already put worse.
Smoker,
You put
yeah.
worse shit in your lungs back in the day.
Vaccine. Who's afraid? Okay, we're not gonna get.
Whoa,
whoa,
whoa, back it up. Someone edit that out. Eric, edit that out.
COVID
Reminder.
filter.
Probably not gonna remember. So you're
It's so
weightlifting
hot.
for
We're
4
lifting
days.
Track.
You did some handstands. I saw that.
You told me to do
Little shout
handstands
out.
every day, so now I'm
Yeah.
doing handstands every day.
Are you?
I'm not posting every day. but
How's
I'm
it
doing
feel?
them. It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah,
It's trying
just
to
not
get
used to it?
back to like stacking your whole body on top of each other
Mhm.
and then getting that core engaged and then actually pulling your legs off the wall so you can actually stabilize.
Yeah.
That's been a tough one for me.
Did you, are you going chest to wall or back to wall all the time?
I do back to wall.
So chest to wall to me is a better line.
Okay.
It's a little more like sketchy if you're not like used to it.
Okay.
But when you go chest to wall, like you can think of like nose. Like nose to the wall.
Gotcha.
And you know, your package to the wall.
Where are you looking when you're doing your handstands? Are you looking down? Because I've heard from both people, like being in the CrossFit industry, like people are like, oh, let's look straight down, or like let's look straight ahead. Where are you guys looking?
For me, it's like balance. When your head is like this, when your head is neutral, you don't know where your balance is.
Okay.
So
you gotta look down.
when I'm looking at my hands like this,
Okay.
I'm looking right in the middle of that center there.
Okay.
And then the idea, or one tip to do when you do these handstands is like, rather than starting from here and going down, you have too much momentum. You're better off just putting your hands on the floor first and lock your arms out and start to press and like actually reach for it.
Okay.
And that way your arms are already in the loaded position, locked out.
Gotcha.
We can talk about that another day. We're just gonna have a handstand coaching session.
Pass that day, right? Let's do it.
I was gonna take notes.
I did some one arm handstands on the wall. They were juicy.
Saw that.
I don't know if you guys saw, but like the difference between my side, like my right side,
Yeah.
so much stronger. I was able to like lock the shoulder out, and you can just see like the scapula and everything is like properly in line. And then the left one is like, I like zoomed in on my back. You can see all the muscles like pulsing, like
Try to figure out what it's doing.
And then today it's all in the left trap because this like side is just not quite as strong.
Yeah.
So the like left trap's jacked up just from being like.
Yeah, you could see it.
No shoulder pain or
Just
nothing?
like right to your spine, and you're just like squeezing everything back. Couldn't press out anymore. Couldn't
No
go
shoulder
down.
issues.
No, shoulders feel okay.
Good.
I've been doing. You guys know like your scapular wall slides.
Yeah.
I don't know with the master here beside us.
That's a
What's
good
the proper term? Is that the term?
Well, no, scapular wall slide. What I did is I tweaked it a little bit. So I lay on my back supine, and then I put a yoga block in between my elbows to give them that like lockdown. I thought about this more for my clients than myself, because I can get pretty decent rotation like that.
Yeah.
But so many of my clients are just like, they like are unable to hit that position. So I'm like, squeeze the yoga
If
block
you're just
and then
listening to
break
the
the band.
podcast, it's external rotation Eric's doing right now. So. Here you go.
So yeah, the wall slide is, to break it down, it's like we're trying to get protraction of the scap, which is your shoulder blade going along the front of the rib cage.
Yeah.
And then we're also looking for external rotation of your shoulders to put you to kind of like open up this whole section and almost like dissociate, which also means like knowing how to move individual pieces.
Yeah.
So we're teaching your body to learn how to protract properly and then also externally rotate at the same time. So we're trying to separate those two motions and then teaching your body like better, I guess the opposite of you sitting all day, because you're sitting all day, you're protracted and internally rotated all day.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to give you a little bit more.
Yeah, this is something that's been a pet peeve for me just in like the industry. I think you guys can both be on the same page. Is like teaching people like proper movement patterns is so challenging versus like if your coach is like, oh yeah, we're just gonna squat, just keep your core tight and go down and up. I'm like, there's way more to it than just going down and up, or like all of these movements, like to actually get people's like proprioception like in the right way and actually teach people how to move their body, like just scapular protraction in general. So many people struggle with just like protracting the scap.
I think the hard part of that is you see this clients like once a week. You practice that in the gym, and then when they're back to work or doing their daily stuff, they pretty much don't remember that.
I know when I first started, everything was like, I'm going to over cue everything and just cue them to do all these things.
Yeah.
But the more I'm like getting further along in my career, the quote, keep it simple, stupid, KISS is
The
is
KISS
like
theory.
huge in my mind.
Yeah,
So
over
now-
cueing, under cueing.
Exactly. Now it's just
It's
like
an art.
Exactly. We're always thinking about like, okay, can we get this body in the right position and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, can we just tell this person to do this action and they're just going to feel it?
Yeah.
We're trying to tell people like, oh, squeeze this muscle, turn this muscle on. But it's like, you can't just turn a muscle on. You're going to tell that joint to move and then the muscle moves.
Yeah.
Because you're controlling that joint, not the muscle.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I was actually, when we talk about over cueing or under cueing, I used to be a really bad over cuer, like thinking too much. And then I started to slow down my cueing. I was training somebody in weightlifting recently, and I remember watching her when she was moving. She was getting frustrated because she wasn't getting the movement, but I was like, I gave her some simple cues and I sit back and let her try to move and just figure it out. And then after a little bit of frustration, she'd look at me like and give me these death eyes, like so frustrated. And I'm like, she's looking for a cue. She wants a little bit more than what I'm giving her because it's like it wasn't working. So yeah, it's definitely, like you said, an art to find that right cueing. And some people are different. Some people thrive on a little more, a little less.
There's two different cues that you can give, or what, like the same cue you give two different people, and
100%.
it's different results
Yeah,
for them. So.
and then there's visual, audio, kinesthetic, going and like grabbing them and be like, this is how to move it, right?
Definitely.
So finding what works for people.
Yeah, like in the rehab industry, we're always talking about like you want to meet the patient or meet your client.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Like, what can your client do, and how do they react to certain things? You have to respond to them, not just how you want to do things.
Yeah. I'm a visual learner. Like, so I want to show people everything. I'm like, watch me, everyone, watch me, watch me do it, watch how I do it. And not everyone actually learns that way.
100%.
Like Diane
Just likes to show off too sometimes.
I'm like, hold on, watch me.
Yeah,
Let
there
me
you go. Let me do.
see the muscles.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
What else is new?
I've been doing a little bit of weightlifting with my handstands.
Nice.
I was doing on the other podcast, Fitness or Fiction, like I was following Curtis's program for a while, and my stomach was cranky, so I stopped and I started weightlifting, and I'm just a bad child because I can't stick to a program. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Maybe that's something we should talk about in the future.
Again.
I
think we
did. Yeah. What do you think about that? Do you like sticking to a program, or do you like to play?
I like both, honestly. I'm in the middle because like I know if I stick to a program and I have a program, I'm gonna do it, and I see the result. But then at the same time, I'm like, I want to go do some other stuff.
Do you think that this is maybe an issue specific to professionals, whereas maybe clients who are newer to their fitness journey should maybe stick to their program because they're learning foundational work?
I think, it depends on.
Or like, because again, like we're all essentially coaches, like you are a trainer as well.
Yeah.
So we're all coaches, so we all know the game, whereas somebody who's maybe in their first year, maybe they should play a little bit less, or maybe not be quite as jumpy with their play. Like the program's more valuable when you're an intro. I don't know. I'm just spitballing.
I think the first few weeks they should play. They should enjoy the gym. They should have like a memory response to the gym to me. Like, this is fun. This is an enjoyable time for me. I'm gonna go do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like,
I've actually programmed in my programs before. So if I was like with Eljay, I'm like, okay, Eljay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a 3-day program. It's going to be a push, pull, and a legs, a basic split, right? And then I'm like, on day 4, though, you do what you enjoy. Day 4, I want you to go in the gym and just play. And they're like, what do you mean?
have fun.
I'm like, you need to do a body scan. Go into the gym, warm up, check your body, see what's sore, what's not.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if you want more biceps and the biceps feel fresh, go play. You saw a video of some guy doing a bicep curl on like Instagram or whatever. Go do that.
135 pounds. Go ahead.
Yeah, 225
in the squat rack.
Do it.
I don't know about you, but I program creative time for a lot of people where I'm like, I want you to do cardio, and then creative time, and they're like, what?
Yeah.
Like people just want like the specific, like tell me what to do.
I think I've given one recently. It's either she's a dancer, so I'm like, either dance, go for a walk, go for a bike ride, like, or swim. Like it's like an option. Whatever you want to do that day, but I want you to try and pick out of the 4 that I kind of gave you.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah,
Creative
program.
time.
It's very, I don't know.
We'll have Newton on for that one for another program discussion.
Yeah, I think program is still might be controversial, but I think it's still the smallest piece of the puzzle. Doesn't so? I think so.
You think so? We'll have you
Well,
on.
because again, it doesn't matter how perfect the program is if you go home and
I'm sure Curtis and I want to talk. Like Curtis
Yeah.
will want to talk about this one for sure on the other
Yes.
side.
I think he's more of a program guy. So we should be all 3 of us should be there because I'm more of the non-program.
I've never asked him before. I've never talked to him about that because I know like we all know like he's pretty jacked, and I've known Curtis a long time. He's always been well-rounded and strong and balanced. And I know he's followed programs, but I don't know if he follows them habitually, like 90%,
like 6 weeks,
60%.
Yeah.
I'm bad. I'm probably like 70% flying by the seat of my pants and 30% program. Because I just get bored and then I lose attention. Like I'm like, I don't want to do bicep curls. I want to weightlift. I don't want to weightlift. I want to do triceps.
Sounds like you need CrossFit in your life.
Just fit it all in 40 minutes. Man. Come on.
I'm gonna make my own CrossFit.
Yay.
It's just gonna be.
I'll write like a 2-week for you, and then
It's gymnastics and bodybuilding.
Yeah.
I think it depends on your goals too, right? It's like, are you really trying to perform, or are you trying to just have fun?
I could approach. See, me and LJ have talked about CrossFit workouts before, and I've never liked the intensity of CrossFit. And me and him get into intensity conversations where, if he designs a program, and I look at that, and I'm like, oh my god, that program would murder you. Like I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But if I took that approach differently, if I took that as like, well, I'm going to approach this at a 60% effort, whereas he might approach it at an 85% effort because he's going for performance. So he wants to perform, but I just want to feel good and move, and I want to hit all the movements beautifully.
Yeah.
So if I took his
You
program,
mean I don't move beautiful, bro.
let's rewind this to his
Shots
lift.
fired. Shots fired.
No. It's just like it's a matter of like the
No,
feeling.
he's more the perfectionist in the
Okay.
movement. That's for
Okay.
sure. I'm more of the grunt work.
Okay.
We
I've seen it.
already established that for
You know
from a
those
long time.
those boxes?
Yep.
Just like the what is it? Just a
Plyo box?
Just a
What are you
plyo
talking
box.
about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His workout was 1 hour of just step ups.
What's wrong with that?
That sucks. It's so
Thanks,
boring.
buddy.
That's a CrossFit
Thanks.
workout.
Yeah, but don't say what's wrong with it. Meet me eye to eye here, Newton. Look me not. It's boring.
No,
It's
make it
boring.
fun. You can
no.
make it fun.
No, you can't.
You can make it a
can.
game.
He didn't look like he was having fun.
I was having fun. So much fun.
No, you were
I
not.
also did that with lunges.
He's just sitting
That's
there
also
doing like.
CrossFit.
That was 1,000 reps, by the way.
Bleh.
That was 1,000 step ups.
CrossFit is not fun. It's fun afterwards. It's fun before, but when you're doing
I
it, you're
find
not,
it
you're
fun
not
within.
enjoying it.
During, wow, like
No,
it.
no,
Sucker
no.
for punishment.
Okay, we're gonna go for a bike ride,
Yeah.
a CrossFit workout, and a gymnastics.
Do you guys have a
workout with Eric.
favorite?
There you go.
To wrap this up, because we got to get into a real episode. Do you guys have a favorite CrossFit workout that you've done in your brain?
Oh, I do. I can't remember what it's called though.
Mine's not a real workout, so I'll go first while your brain kind of
Yeah.
contemplates. Mine was one that I did with Eljay, and it was really fun because I wasn't comfortable with snatches.
Yeah.
I was comfortable with power snatches, but not like catching low. And I don't even know if we were catching low with this, but over the time I was working, like me and Eljay were workout partners for a good part of a year there, and I was
Sunridge?
doing, at Sunridge.
Yeah.
One of my favorite workouts that we did, I can't remember exactly. It was like power snatch. So you did like 10 power snatches and then 10 overhead lunges, and then you add 10 pounds. 10
Okay.
power snatches,
Oh,
10
yeah, I
overhead
remember that one.
lunges.
That was a fun
Ladder.
day.
Yeah.
A lot of the training that I did with LJ when me and him were like being like workout partners is like I started to realize I was stronger than what I was allowing myself to be.
You got to 155 with those.
So I was doing
overhead
155-pound snatches for 10 reps and then 155 head like overhead lunges, and it was
That was-
nasty, and I was like, damn.
But you just did it.
Whereas if I went and
did
grabbed
it.
dumbbell lunges, I would be like, well, we'll grab the 30s, like 60 pounds, and I'll lunge like 20 reps, not like snatch it 10 times and then lunges.
Yeah.
And then like even me and LJ were doing big boy lunges with like 185, 225, like 225 lunges. Like
Yeah. Huge.
I never thought I would do that before.
Yeah.
But that was my favorite workout.
Yeah. I can't think of any.
'Cause you've
There's-
done too many?
You do them all.
I like them all.
Fight Gone Bad. Fight Gone Bad's a good one. I think that's.
What's
Your
that?
score?
I don't remember last time I did it, but it was fun. It was fun.
What is that one?
It's a five movements of 1 minute each.
Was it rowing?
Rowing will be the last one. I think there's wall ball, push press,
High pull? Sumo high pull?
sumo deadlift, high pull. Was it 4 or 5 movements? I can't remember now.
I think
But
there's box jumps in it too or something.
yeah, there you go. Those 5 movements,
Yeah.
and then the 5th minute is rowing as many calories as you can, and then 1 minute rest. You do that for 3 rounds,
Something like
I
that. 3 to
believe so.
5
3 or
rounds.
5 rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun. One of my
It's a
favorites.
nasty one.
On that note, sounds gross. Good.
Yeah. You know what? We have a rower, a plyo box downstairs.
Let's
we
go.
have a bar.
You don't got time. You don't got time.
I always don't
I
have
don't got
time.
the energy.
Sometimes it- you don't have time, and I don't have the energy. Anyways, well, welcome
Thank you.
to
And you got your
YouTube
first
Performance,
podcast under your belt.
podcast.
Yes.
That was it, buddy.
My
Oh,
chair is
yeah.
pumped. Let's go.
And now we're going to go talk about, so if you're listening to this and if you made it this far, this is your Monday at Coach's Lounge episode. On Wednesday, we're going to have an episode released. What's it going to be called? Just like YuMove? Are we going to talk about injuries?
I have a
You move,
title
I
in my
move, we all
hand.
move? I don't know.
YuMove and I move.
Beyond move.
Beyond YuMove.
You
E2 move you.
E2
E2
YuMove.
you move.
Anyways,
We'll figure it out.
on Wednesday, our episode's going to release. We're going to talk about
Maybe
massage,
a little
like
bit more professional.
sports massage, physio,
Real podcast
recovery.
episode.
A
Very
real
real.
podcast episode.
Not a bro down, a real episode. So we'll catch you guys later.
Yeah.